Hello and welcome to the Procurious family. If you will stay into the very end of this session, you will get to know what employers intend to know about candidates while job interview. So we will be having great insights from Anuja Sahu and one can really take benefits from this video.
Interviewers is looking for is nothing just it's an ice breaking question. They just wanted to make you comfortable for the interview, and also they check your confidence level, because this is the easiest question which any candidate would be able to answer without any hesitations or without any nervousness, because it's about yourself, right? So be prepared in terms of what exactly you are going to say. A basic flow is, briefly talk about your education. It's better if you'll talk about your recent education, which would be a graduation or maybe a post graduation. Then coming on to your experience, don't talk about much in case you have a very vast experience, maybe 15 years or more than that. Just give a brief that you have 15 years of experience in so and so industry, and just come to the current responsibility. In the current organization, what exactly you are doing, talk about that and stress on those responsibilities what you are covering. In case the interviewer gives you a hint that you should go on, then you can pitch in and talk about your strengths. If you are very sure about that, then I think Motto, you can mute everyone 1 second. That's okay.
Hello everyone, can I request to you please mute your audio button?
Alright. Yeah. Okay. So the next point is, obviously I was talking about your strengths. So in case you are very sure, then you can add on with your achievements and your strengths in this question itself. Otherwise, it's better to stop at your current responsibilities and that's it, and give a chance to the interviewer to talk about or maybe pose the next question to you, right? One thing which generally the candidates forget during the interview is they try to answer more and more and keep talking, which is not a very right thing to do, as the interviewer is looking only for crisp and clear answers, right? So take a pause and wait for any signals from the interviewer. All right? Any questions, anyone so far?
Hey Anuja, Devesh here. So sometimes, interviewer ask about as you rightly said, the strength, and parallelly they ask about the weakness as well. And possibly on, while you talk about your weakness, the genuine weakness, but that, come into the negative way as well most of the time. So what should be the generic, the reply while somebody is asking about, and then about your weakness, your strength, when you are going for some leadership discussions or leadership interviews.
All right. So generally, you are right that these questions are basically posed for. Generally it's not for very seniors. These questions are being asked. It's generally for freshers or maybe 2-3 years of experienced candidates. But in case it's asked to anyone, the right approach is to talk about your real strengths. So it could be you have to look for what exactly you are good at, because then only you will be able to give right examples, right? Because the next question, the next leading question, as soon as you will talk about your strength, they will ask you give a live example wherein you have demonstrated. So don't fake this strength of yours, otherwise you will not be able to come up with a right example. So it could be, you are very positive natured individual. Wherever you go, you are lively and positive. Give an example how exactly you have dealt with, a very difficult maybe co-worker and try to work on the situation and the project. Ultimately the project was successful. Somewhere on those lines, so you should be ready with your strength plus the example to quote. And obviously whatever examples you are quoting, the another point to take care of is always be ready with 3-4 key projects. So whatever you in your current role, maybe in last 2-3 years, whatever activities you have worked on, be thorough that what exactly you have contributed in those projects, and try to bring those projects only in the entire discussion. Don't jump from one project to another project, because this will give too many chances for the interviewer to ask you random questions which will be difficult for you. Because what happens is maybe you are quoting an example from maybe 5 years back what you have done, and you might not be really thorough and clear what exactly you have done. Obviously you would have forgotten what clearly you have done. The next question would be asked to you basis that project itself. So avoid those things and focus on your current responsibilities as far as possible. Alright. So another example could be for strengths is let's say because you all are from the procurement field, so the main important thing which I can see is negotiation skills is the most important, right, in your profile. So you have to create examples on those areas. Another could be interpersonal skills, because in your profile, dealing with different departments is a must. So you cannot say these points, the negotiation skills or the interpersonal skills, as a weakness, right? Try to read the JD, whatever the JD you have been shared for the position you are being interviewed. Go through the JD thoroughly, because most of the behavioral aspects or the competencies which are must are mentioned there. So try to encash those competencies and try to build your strengths around those areas as well, because that is what the interviewer is actually looking for, whether you are potentially fit or not as per the behavioral competencies, right? So for weakness, if I talk about weakness, whenever you say a weakness, it could be which is not directly impacting your work. Maybe for a salesperson, for example, or a marketing person, the most important thing would be good in presentation and selling skills. So you cannot use it as your weakness, right? It's a very common sense. So similarly, in your profile, you have to think that what one thing which is not directly impacting your work. So you have to use that as your weakness. And obviously, whenever you quote your weakness, let's say you are very, maybe you can say you get very impatient while meeting some deadlines. So it could be a negative impact also in your profile, right? But you have to cover it up by saying what exactly you have been doing from past so many years whenever you realized that this is your weakness. So you can say that now you write down all the tasks and try to prioritize the important and urgent tasks, and then you work so that you don't miss the deadlines. So this is what you are doing for so many years, and this has actually helped you, right? So, am I able to answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. I think thanks a lot. Thank you.
Okay, alright. So, coming on to the next part, which is on the behavioral questions. So, now what exactly behavioral question means? So, the interviewer will ask you to highlight past achievements, quoting some scenarios. So the questions would be, tell me a time wherein you have demonstrated your leadership skills, or could be that you have faced a very challenging situation and somewhere you have shown your teamwork spirit, and then you have came out of it and flying colors. So this could be some kind of behavioral questions. Or if it's a if you are getting hired as a people manager role, then there could be questions that tell me one example where you have inspired your team to achieve the targets in within the time or overperform the results. So these could be some examples of the behavioral questions. So the main idea is they are just trying to see how exactly you react in a challenging situation, how exactly you have demonstrated your strengths. So always try to remember, what strengths you have quoted if already in the interview, or what exactly your strengths are, and then frame the answers for these questions, right? The another point to take care is again be prepared with 3-4 projects. It could be different projects which you have worked on. One could be wherein you have worked as an individual contributor. So if a similar kind of question is asked wherein you have demonstrated skills as an individual contributor, then always take a reference of that project. Another could be prepared wherein you have worked as a team. And third would be wherein you have taken a lead and as a leader you have completed some assignments. So 3-4 different kind of projects. Be ready with those in your mind. And whenever such questions, behavioral questions comes up, try and answer from those projects itself, because the leading questions would be related to these projects only. Because now the next thing what the interviewer would be thinking is to understand whether you have actually been in that situation or not, or you are just cooking up a story, right? So be sure of taking those projects only which you have really worked on, so that you will be very much confident to answer anything related to that. All right, am I clear?
Very much clear.
Yeah. All right. So next is situational questions. It's more or less similar to the behavioral one, but the difference is it's a hypothetical scenario which is being presented to you. Maybe in future how would you deal with a certain situation, but in case you join the organization as so and so role. So let's say you are being interviewed for head of procurement in some organization. So this could be a potential question that, in this COVID situation, let's say, how would you keep your team motivated in case you join the organization as head of procurement? So the idea behind these situational questions is to check how exactly you have interpreted the question. So the first and foremost step is listen carefully. Don't be in a hurry to answer the question. It's okay if you'll take 4 or 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes and just ask the interviewer that give me 5 minutes, I'll just try and give you the answer. So that's very much okay. So it's always better to take time so that you answer correctly. It's very odd in case, once the interviewer finishes the question and as soon as the question is finished, you try and jump into the, whatever point strikes in your mind and you just answer that. So try and avoid those situations, because that really pisses off the interviewer that you don't have the listening skills. Second, you are very much impatient. So try and avoid those things, right? Another thing is they try and check the approach you apply for solving any problem, right? So what exactly they are looking for, it's not very rocket science solutions that within 5 minutes you will come up with a very fancy ideas. No, this is not the thing which they are looking for. They just need to check how your presence of mind works, how clearly you can communicate your thoughts. So you should be articulate when you are presenting and your answer. So there always have to be points. Try and say first thing this would be that you will do this. So let's say somebody asked me as an HR, if you join the organization in a startup, so what exactly would be the things that you will do? So I'll always try and answer in 1, 2, 3. So first thing would be I'll look for what exactly the policies are there in the organization to ease the pain of the employees. So one thing would be this. Second approach would be related to the motivational or engagement factors, whether the performance management is in place or not, the feedback mechanism is there or not. And third would be consistency in whatever policies or processes I am implementing in the organization. So always have 2-3 pointers. That's it. Don't try to drag the answer, right? Understood? Yeah. Alright, so I have not covered the technical piece because the technical questions are basically related to the knowledge that you have acquired, whatever you possess related to the job. So the best thing is in answering the technical questions is the requirement for the current role, what exactly they have listed and what exactly you already know. So just tick in the box that what all technical expertise you already have, which is required, and brush it up the basic concepts and plus the practical knowledge, whatever you have gained so far in the your career. So this is the only thing for technical thing. Technical questions are, even if only 70% of the questions you are able to answer, that's very much okay. Nobody is expecting you that, you answer each and every technical question, because that is one thing which you can, obviously anytime learn once you join the organization. So that is very much fine. But the idea is always try and answer the behavioral and situational questions as patiently and as clearly as you can, because these are the deciding factors basically in an interview. Because nowadays organizations are basically looking for a person who is culturally fit, so who already have the behavioral traits which they are looking for and which they are good to have as an individual or as a professional. So focus on these questions, right? 1 second. Now the next is the closing questions. So obviously this is a must question which any person would be asking you in the interview once they wrap up the discussion. So the thing is, they will ask you, do you have any questions? So in case they have not given you a clear understanding about the role or the organization, or not much is there in the internet, then obviously you can ask whatever comes in your mind related to the job. But in case they have already given you quite a brief about the role, right, then you should not repeat the question if they have already covered the answers, right? The next thing would be you can ask about the culture of the organization, how exactly culture of the organization is, in case everything related to the job or the organization is answered. Another question which you can pose to the interviewer is related to what is your expectation in case I get selected for the role and I join the organization. So what would be the first key things that you expect me to do, maybe in a month's time or maybe 3 months' time? So these type of questions shows that you are really interested in the job, the position or the organization, right? One thing which you should avoid is not to ask related to the benefits which the organization is offering. This obviously you can quote once you are the salary negotiation or any other once finalization of your candidature is, then obviously you should pose these questions. Otherwise refrain from asking these questions at an early stage. Another thing could be don't ask questions which are just have yes or no answers. So try and have a conversational related question. So open questions. These are the questions which you could, ask. Or maybe another thing is you can ask the interviewer in case, first you should, study thoroughly who is going to interview you. Check the LinkedIn profile, and then you can basically ask them how exactly your journey is so far, in case they have already spent maybe 3-4 years in the organization. So that will give you a better idea about what the organization is, how the organization treats the employees, right? The another question which possibly you can see is, ask is, once you go through the profile, the organization on the web, their website, in case in case the employees, there is any section wherein employees have written very good about the organization, then you can obviously say that you have read a lot about people who really like the organization. So you can just ask, how's your experience also. That is also a thing which you can, ask them, right? Any doubts in this one? So I think I am done with the basic tips. In case you have any question specific that is there in your mind, you can obviously ask me.
So, Anuja, one question on normally candidates, whenever they used to go for an interview in any of the organization, and then they clear, first or second, possibly they are in the final round of discussion, and then they do, a lot of research on Google, how's that organization, and possibly I think that mostly the people are following the Glassdoor. So normally they see blend of the positive, negative responses. So on that perspective, what do you think, or what should we follow as an interview candidate? Because most of the time we see there's some negative feedbacks as well, and positive. So that creates a lot of fuzz around it. So so being a candidate, what should we think about it? Or should we go ahead if we get the chance to work with that organization, or do some more research on it?
Okay, so the best idea is, see, in Glassdoors, the negative comments, if I'll say, are generally the people who are, one or two incidences that they have faced in the organizations, and the negative people who are not happy with the organizations are the one who will post definitely on these sites, right? So don't just depend on Glassdoor. It's always better to look for advertisements there in ideal number of years which is there. Organization. So maybe it's obviously depending on the reason why exactly you are looking for a change in the organization. Maybe within a year, if you have and get the real very challenging situation has come, or maybe you are not happy with the role which is that is the right. So it's okay if you are changing within a organization in case looking for a job. Right, and even if you have completed 2 years in the organization, but the reason for switching is just maybe a salary hike, or you are not comfortable with your manager, could be these kind of reasons, if you are quoting, will not give a very satisfactory response, comes across as a very satisfactory response. So be sure of what exactly you are quoting. And obviously another thing which employer sees is there should not be a lot many jump in the overall career, right? So let's say you have 10 years of experience and you have already switched 7 organizations. So this doesn't give a very great impression on the employer. It feels that you will not stick with the organization for long. But obviously, if your reasons are valid, and justified, then obviously it doesn't matter whether you have switched 7 or 8 organizations. Also, there could be some personal reasons. There could be related to location, or maybe the organizations are already very new organizations or startups, and they have closed their businesses or shut down their operations altogether. So obviously, it's not your fault, right? but due to some other reasons that you didn't like the organization, in somewhere you will say that the money was the matter, another thing you are looking for growth, then this will give an impression to the organization, the employer, that you are not a very patient person or a committed person, so that will be an issue, right?
Thank you, Anuja.
Yeah.
So I have few more questions if you allow me to ask.
Yeah, so we'll just check any other past participant having any questions. Otherwise, then you can ask your question. So I think no one have any questions. Yeah, Tanvi, please.
Okay. So my question is, how should we, approach the negotiation part? How should we go about it whenever we, land up in situation where we have to, do the negotiations? We already have an offer from the, they have already mentioned an offer for us, but how should we go about it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, considering our expectations as well.
Mm-hmm. So yes, negotiation is a very important piece because you already know, compared to your peers or maybe industry, where exactly you stand. So let's say, as per your experience, your CTC is not that very great compared to the industry or the organizations where you are working, right? So one thing is for sure that and depending on your interview, how exactly you have performed in the interview. So you are very confident that your interview has gone really well. So just be confident while negotiating with the employer. All right, because an employer will not remove the candidate in case they are really like the candidate. So they will obviously try to give you the hike that you are expecting, and obviously if the pay band or pay ranges in the organization allow that. And plus, try to keep in mind that whatever the organization offers cost level, it's obviously there's always a scope for increasing the percentage or increasing the hike, right? So always make your stand so confidently that they will be giving you the next hike, the next proposal that they have in mind, right? So you should not feel that you are getting a job, so you should not stay much. You just join whatever the package they are offering you, because ultimately within a year or so you will again feel that you are not earning very well, and again you will look for a change, right? So obviously the employer also doesn't want such kind of candidates, and they will not do this thing. So yes, just be confident, quote the scenarios that what kind of experience you are bringing into the organization, and be very confident while negotiating. Just mention that, as per your experience, this is what you are expecting and this is what is justified. So obviously the employers will, try to, try and negotiate, but they will not, hesitant to give you the desired hike. But don't be unrealistic in your negotiations, the hikes that you are expecting. Already, if you are getting a 20% or maybe 22-25%, and then you are asking to give me 35% or 40%. So, obviously, the percentage doesn't matter a lot. It's about the CTC compared to your experience that you are bringing in, right? So don't be unrealistic, but as well as don't just agree to whatever being offered to you. If you are confident, then yes, go and ask for a greater CTC.
Very rightly answered, Anja. So what should we actually not do to actually sound anxious about I'm anxious to take this opportunity? What should we not do to sound anxious about the opportunity?
Okay. So in case, if already all your rounds are done and, don't be very much, approach the employer or whosoever is connecting with you, maybe the consultant or the HR, again and again asking about the feedback. Don't be very impatient in sending the emails. What about the next round? What is happening? So this will show that maybe you are really not doing well in your current role, or maybe some reason is there that you are desperate to leave the organization, right? So this will give a slightly negative impact on your candidature. So avoid that. Always try and approach them with a positive outlook. Maybe if it's taking 10 days or 15 days, just don't be in a hurry, because normally the duration for closing a position is not in the hands of HR as well. It's all related to what the business is actually looking for. There might be certain changes in the decisions which are going on, right? So just be all the time positive, appear positive to the employer and patient. These two are, I can say that you are not looking very impatient or desperate. Just avoid that.
Thanks, Anuja. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Fantastic, Anuja. So time flies, and now we are moving very close to the end of this session. And it was really a great and valuable session for all of us. And before we really say goodbye to you, please share your contact detail with us so that we can approach you for any questions regarding this session.
Sure. So you all can approach me via LinkedIn. My profile, you can easily search Anuja Sahu. I mean, hardly there are anybody with this name, so you can easily find my profile. Right? You can ping me whenever you want in case you have any questions related to anything related to interviews or HR, anything. So that's it. Yeah.
Thank you, Anuja. Thank you so much for today for being with us.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Hope you have these skills with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Anuja.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye, Anuja.
Thanks, Montu, as well.
Thank you.
Thanks to you as well, Montu, for organizing this session for us. This is actually very much enlightening session for us.
Right.
And
thank you.
Many of the topics were covered which were haunting for a very long time. So thank you very much to both of you.
Great, Tanvi. Nice to hear you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Anuja. Thanks for this insightful session. And thank you, Montu, for arranging and inviting Anuja on this forum. I think this helped a lot of all the curious. And thanks again.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye.